love it. So cute. Just ignore the nose piercing, please. Thank you. I made some dinner. It actually looks delicious. It's ground turkey underneath all of that with cottage cheese, cucumber, avocado, and then I topped it off with soy sauce, mayo, and like garlic and all that good stuff. So I made a list. I made a glow up list on my phone the other night because I have been feeling very low about myself, mostly like physically. It's a mostly like outside physical glow up thing, but it is starting to affect me on the inside, which I obviously don't want to. I'm not feeling good about myself. I don't feel like it is a fact. I'm having such a glow down. My skin has been breaking out like crazy, and it hasn't been that bad in years. The last time it was this bad, I was also feeling like horribly in my within my body, so it's like unconsciously like throwing me back to this time that was one of the hardest times of my life. I'm freaking out because without wanting to, I'm relating how I'm feeling right now and how I'm looking right now with how I used to feel and how I used to look back then whenever I was having a horrible time. And I got through it, and I had a glow up, my skin cleared up, I lost the weight, I grew my hair out, I got tanned. So this is what we're looking to do right now, is just to glow up. It is external, but it comes from internal, which is why I'm like really affected by it, if that makes sense. I gain weight because I am emotionally binge eating. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I have been emotionally eating a lot to fill in some void that I've had. A lot of things are starting to feel better in my life, are starting to be better. A lot of things are starting to align, but a lot of things are still not there yet, if that makes sense. I promised myself this year that I was not gonna let myself be miserable. I made a video like in January for the New Year's and all of my like New Year's resolutions, and the biggest one was to not be miserable anymore. I don't want to be miserable anymore, and I promised myself that I wasn't gonna be miserable anymore. If I continue on this path, I am hurting myself and I am going to be absolutely fucking miserable. I think I really needed a time to indulge and let myself go a little bit. I've been going through a lot, and especially a lot of like changes that I'm still trying to adapt and that I'm adapting to slowly but surely. And during this whole like adaptation process, it was so hard to, you know, keep up a good face, stay happy, stay positive. I had to hold on to something. I had to keep something where I could indulge. That was eating. Not that I gained like 10 pounds, like I didn't gain that much weight. It's the eating habits mostly, the constant bloating, the breaking out that I'm not sure is related to my eating habits, because my hormonal issues, I feel like, have never really been related to my eating habits. It's mostly, I think, because I am not on hormones anymore. I'm not on the hormonal pill. It's been now now almost 5 months that I've been off any hormones, and this is the first time in years, and I think my body is still obviously adjusting to that. But it's hard because I know it takes time, and I just need to stick to it, and all I want is to go back on the pill, because last year I was on the pill, and I was on a pill that helped me with my acne, and my skin was clear, my weight was very like easy to manage, if that makes sense. I had a lot of mood swings, but I guess I was always used to those, so it kind of like was worth it. I don't know. So now it's hard to like adapt to this new body. All that to say that we can only go up from here, because the great thing about hitting rock bottom is that you can only go up. It's great. Nothing is gonna be worse than this. That's why I wrote down a list on my phone of daily habits that I want to implement, or like daily things that I want to stop. I want to write it down on my little sticky note and stick it to this wall so that I can see it every day, whenever I wake up, when I go to bed, when I do my makeup, to always remind myself that these habits are going to make me feel better. They're going to make me feel better inside in order to make me feel better on the outside. This is my glow up list. First thing is to wake up every day at 8 a.m. no matter what. With my new schedule, I find myself not having enough time during the day to do stuff, and usually I don't have a lot of stuff going on in the morning on most days, so waking up at 8 a.m. is early enough that I can be more productive, but it's not that early that it's gonna be too hard to like stay on top of, because realistically, if I'm like a 6 a.m. wake up, I'm never gonna stick to it. Even 7 a.m. 8 a.m. is very doable. It doesn't feel like a chore. It feels natural to wake up at 8 a.m. for me. Going on a daily walk. I usually babysit every day, and I go into the city, and I usually get off the subway like a stop or two early in order to walk more. On those days, I walk a lot, which I'm happy about. I'm talking about on the days where I don't babysit, I want to go on a walk, because if not, I will be staying in my room all day long. It's not good for my mental health, it's not good for my body. If it's just like 20-minute, 30-minute, whatever, however long, just need to like get outside every day of the week. Even on Sundays when I'm horribly hungover, I have to do it. Listen to one podcast a day. I have been doing this for a couple days now. It's something that I kind of had to force myself at first, and now I'm loving it. I listen to the Mel Robbins podcast, I listen to the Diary of a CEO, I listen to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, I could listen to Call Her Daddy. It doesn't really matter. Listening to a podcast makes me already feel more productive, and especially those types of podcasts like Mel Robbins, the Diary of a CEO, even Emma Chamberlain, to be honest. The only one that could be not very like where like I get like a lot of information and like I'm actually like learning would be Call Her Daddy, but she often interviews very influential people and people that, you know, their life experiences are meaningful and like I can relate to a little bit, or they're mostly like inspirational, if that makes sense. But for the other three that I mentioned, these podcasts make me think, they make me reflect, they make me inspired, they make me interested, they make me learn. That's something that is so easy to do, is just to listen to a podcast. I'm forcing myself to listen to a podcast every day, and it's been almost a week now that I've been doing it, and it's already changed my life. Gua sha once a day. I used to do it every day for like a whole year, and then the last couple months I stopped, and I can see a difference. I don't know if it's just placebo effect, but I do think it works. I can see my face being way puffier now that I've stopped gua shaing for the past couple months. I want to implement the gua sha back into my routine, Whether it's in the morning or at night or in the middle of the fucking day, I don't give a shit. I am gonna gua sha every day. Eat breakfast. That's a big one. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. I just gotta eat breakfast. Studies have shown that women especially need food as the first thing when they wake up. I also think that it will help me not binge eat at night if I start the day by eating something and not starting the day by restricting myself. Other than just like eating breakfast, it's like, okay, you start the day on a positive, productive note. You start the day fueling your body. You start the day nourishing your body, preparing your body for the day. And this whole, maybe a little bit like spiritual aspect to eating breakfast can really help me on the long run to feel better by myself and my body, probably. Okay, my camera is about to die. No Uber Eats. I have been Uber eating a little bit too much. First of all, it's literally like wasting my money. I can be Uber eating stuff. It's way too fucking expensive. And when I Uber Eats, it's obviously junk food or fast food, which usually means because I'm fucking binging. So I deleted the app and I am not gonna Uber Eats anymore. I don't need to. I do my grocery shopping every week. I have stuff in my fridge. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna Uber Eat. Sorry if I'm like unfocused. I don't know what's going on. Last but not least, I want to get properly ready every day. Just do like a minimal little makeup, do my hair, do something to make me feel good about myself. And then like that, when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't actually want to cry. Especially with the whole breaking out stuff. I think that a little makeup can help me just like literally just feel better about myself. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror and fucking hate what I see anymore. This is my glow up list. This is the only way it's gonna work is through my phone. Sucks. I have to find a way to connect this on my camera. But right now I'm just gonna record on my phone and hopefully that'll work. If not, I will be disappointed. But I did get wireless mics because I've always wanted to, especially living with roommates and stuff. I can't really talk very loud. I feel like the audio would be so much better for you guys if I just speak into a mic. We are going to make our protein oats, not overnight because I just got the goodies right now, and those little jars are so cute actually. I'm so happy I got them. Try our overnight oats that didn't go overnight because I made them an hour ago, but I asked ChatGPT if it was okay for me to eat them, and they, because we're not genderizing, ChatGPT said yes. So I did, the recipe called for half a cup of like everything, but I didn't have the half a cup measurement and I only had a third of a cup, and I didn't want to think about it, so I did a third of a cup of oats, third of a cup of almond milk, a scoop of protein powder, third of a cup of Greek yogurt, teaspoon of chia seeds. I added some cinnamon and then some sugar-free, I think it's maple syrup that I have, and some frozen berries on top. Let me try this. Yeah, it's good. You can definitely like taste the texture of the protein powder. I don't think I'm gonna eat everything now. I'm gonna eat like probably half of it. I have class right now and then I go straight to practice, so I'm gonna eat like the other half right before practice. Can we talk about how much my hair grew? I'm so happy about it. As you may have seen, I slept with like little braids. I love how it came out. I can finally like do braids on my hair. My goal is to have it like by my boobs. I cut my hair late August last year. So we're at 7 months now. It grew like this much. So I'm thinking like another 6 months by the end of the year. I think that's a pretty decent goal. And it's so healthy and thick. I'm like really happy I cut my hair. I obviously like miss my long hair and I do feel more feminine and unfortunately more confident with my long hair. But I'm so happy I did it. And now I can see the difference with how my hair is growing back. Like my hair has never grown back this healthy because I've cut my hair before, but it's never been this healthy. I also stopped bleaching it, so maybe that's probably why. Stop bleaching your hair and start doing gloss. I think that's what changed my hair. It changed my texture. It changed the fact that, it's healthy now. It's beautiful. It's shiny. Glosses. Get a gloss and stop bleaching your hair. Anyways, I have to. So I kind of had a shitty practice. I'm not gonna lie. It started off so well. I was playing so good in the warm up. I was just like being so relaxed. I hit on like just felt really good, and I was like, this is great. Like I'm gonna have such a good practice. I had such a good warm up, and then we started playing points. And the first, okay, these are gonna be some tennis terms that only tennis players are gonna understand. So pardon me if you're not a tennis player, but basically we were playing like different points and like different games, and like switching around like opponents for like different games. And the first game, it was a tiebreaker, super tiebreaker. The first game that I played, I actually like played pretty good. It was a good game that I won. And then I don't know what happened. I switched opponents and then I started playing the second game, and then that was a shit show. I lost the first 8 points in a row, like this. I was making all the mistakes. I was losing the points. Not to shit on my opponent, absolutely not, but like I was making all the mistakes and I was losing on the points, and then I just became so upset all of a sudden and I just could not get out of it. I dug myself a hole and I kept digging and digging and digging instead of stop and just look up and like try and get out of this fucking hole. I just like would not stop digging. The whole rest of the practice was just me in this hole digging down, beating myself up for no reasons really, because why am I beating myself up? Problem is that I'm so hard on myself. I get so frustrated so easily. It's always been an issue with tennis, hence I think why I've never, been better, if that makes sense. Not to sound cocky, but I do feel like I have potential, but I feel like my mental problems on the court, my brain is keeping me away from this potential that I have. I'm not saying that like I would be the next Serena Williams, absolutely fucking not, but I'm saying that like, I know I can be good and I know I have potential, and right now I'm not on my full potential, and it's like very frustrating knowing that. And on top of that, I'm coming out of an injury. I got ACL surgery, which is a huge surgery, a huge injury in any sports, tennis as well, but I mean, literally anyone that plays a sport, ACL surgery just sucks ass, literally. I haven't played games and points and matches and all that stuff in like 2 years now, like consistently, because this injury started 2 years ago. It was on and off for almost a year, and then after it became a full issue, and I haven't played tennis since that time. I haven't played points since it became a real issue, and I decided to get surgery. With that being said, I'm liking so much match play. Like, this is not about tennis. It is about tennis, but it's not about tennis. It's about my brain, and it's about my attitude and my thoughts and my mental when I'm on the court, and how I am so not in control of my thoughts. I am so not in control of my emotions, and I let everything get the better of me every time I'm on the court. I've always used to struggle with that before in this big injury. But now that it's after the injury, and now that like it's been so long that I haven't played, tennis, and it's the first time in my life that I took that big of a break off of tennis. Mind you, I have been playing tennis since I'm like 3 years old, and I've been playing tennis 3 hours a day every day of my life since I'm probably 5. Having a 2-year break is absolutely almost like unbelievable and extremely hard to get over, and extremely hard to come back from level wise. Anyway, with that being said, I'm struggling a lot to keep my focus, to keep my emotions under control, to keep my thoughts under control. As soon as I start losing a point, something goes wrong. It's like, it's as if I'm in like a roller coaster. I'm getting up slowly. That's like my warm up at practice. It's like, oh, this is great. I'm doing so great, so great. And then we're at the top, and it's like, okay, now we're gonna play points. The first like points come, and I'm losing, and I'm losing, and it's like a straight downhill from there. And there's absolutely no going back up after. It's only this, and then it's only going down and down and down, and it's a never ending downhill moment, if that makes any fucking sense. It does in my head. I really want to get over it. I really want to. And I think that's also why I'm not getting over it. It's because I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I said it today at practice. I was like, it's like I'm warming up, I'm playing really good, or I'm just playing in general, and I feel good, and I feel confident. I have been playing really good. Like, I am so happy with how I've been playing. And so, because I know that, because, I feel this way, then as soon as, like, the points come, the matches come, where it actually counts, even though it's still practice, but, we're playing for something, we're winning and losing points in games, then unconsciously my brain goes, well, you're playing so well, so you have to win. You have to play good during the points, during the matches. And that just puts such a big amount of pressure on myself that I completely freeze and lose any control of anything going on in my game, through my shots, in my brain. And I just get so angry, so upset, and I lose everything. And I completely like freak out. Like, literally, I'm freaking out. Like, it feels. I'm trying to put this fucking hood on. It feels absolutely like impossible to get out of this vicious cycle and this hole that I digged for myself. Like, it almost feels like I belong there, which I don't. I don't believe enough that I don't belong there, I think. So that's why I'm still in this hole while I'm playing tennis. Does that make any fucking sense? I don't fucking know. Yeah, with that being said, I listened to a podcast. I went on a walk, listened to a podcast. I got a free coffee because we're April 1st today. Happy April Fool's Day. Is that how you say it? Anyways, as a joke, that is the best joke ever, Duncan decided to give out a free coffee for everyone. So I got a free coffee. I went on a walk and I listened to a podcast. I just got done listening to the podcast, and it was Mel Robbins' podcast. This fucking hood won't fucking stay up. Man, first of all, this woman is changing my life. Why have I not like started listening to her podcast before and sooner? I have no idea. But better late than never. I have been like binge listening to her podcast, which is great. I'm very proud of myself for doing all of that. Anyways, with that being said, I listened. I want to tell you the exact name of the episode so you can look it up and listen to it right the fuck now. How to control your mind and redirect your energy to self something, to self transformation. Because I thought it would help me kind of figure out how I can control my brain a little bit better when I'm on the court. She did give out some good, well, she gave out great advice in general, but
They're definitely a little bit more like general daily life stuff, and they can be applied when I'm playing tennis, but I feel like they might be a little harder. But the overall like message, yeah, the root of what she's talking about is everything that I need to work on, which is basically training your brain to think differently, to see the world in a different way. And that's with all the negative self talk and all of that is ingrained in your brain. Therefore, whenever you're in an like unconscious like state of mind, for example, you're daydreaming, you're like, when we're not really thinking about anything, we're not doing anything, if we're used to negatively self talk and, just are negative about ourselves in general and just say all those bad stuff, then unconsciously our brain is going to go that way. And as soon as something happens, it's going to go negative. It's going to go, you're shit. It's going to go, you're not enough. You don't deserve this. You're weak. You're a failure, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what you tell yourself every time something happens. The other side, if you start telling yourself, you've got this, today's a great day, you're doing good, I'm proud of myself, I'm confident, I'm healthy, I'm pretty. And it could be, I think, anything from something very niche, like if you want to lose weight, like I'm losing weight, I'm skinny, whatever. You want to have a clear skin. Like all of that stuff, it's like manifesting. What you're putting out in the universe is coming back to you. It's like, yeah, obviously, but like, then fucking do it if it's that fucking obvious. It's something that I've been working on for years now and that I still need to work on a lot. And I've been so much better with it. In my daily life, I have been doing this and I have been doing so much better with the positive self-talk and the positive affirmations and all of that stuff, and the everything happens for a reason type of mindset of like, if something happens, knowing that this is happening for a reason and this is happening to teach me a lesson, it's happening because there's a greater outcome, a greater good beyond whatever's happening. This mindset has been getting me through everything, literally. I wouldn't be sitting right here right now if it wasn't for this mindset. With that being said, there's a part in my life where I really struggle to have this mindset, and that is tennis. It's so ingrained in me to be so negative when I'm on the court and to just blame and blame and blame and blame and blame myself every fucking time that it's like it feels impossible to be positive or to whatever, because it feels so fake. It feels so fake. And I had to fake it at first in my general life. I had to fake believing that everything happens for a reason, because at first, and still now, I still doubt it. 6 months ago, I was like, what the fuck is this reason? Why is this happening to me? Universe, can you fucking tell me why you're doing all this shit show to me? Because I don't see it. And then I started seeing it. And it's like, yeah, I see it. But with tennis, it's like harder to see it. Because in a way it hasn't come. I haven't seen the reason. And like with my other issues I have seen the reasons. But with tennis it's like, what the fuck is this reason? Like, I don't get it. What's happening to me, you know? Anyway, with that being said, I really want to work on calming my thoughts and emotions while I play tennis, because tennis is such a big part of my life and I really do want to be good. I want to be at my full potential, like, because I will regret it if I don't. But I have to work for it and I have to force myself to work harder. And I have to force myself to be calm, to take a deep breath, to not go into a negative, vicious cycle. Or when I do get into that cycle, to really take a moment to realize what's happening in order to get out of it and find a solution. Because that's the hard part. It's like you're putting yourself in the vicious cycle and you're the only one that can get you out of it. It's all on you, baby. Anyways, I have to edit a YouTube video now, and I've been yapping for 20 minutes about how. I don't know about what. I really hope this mic is working, because if it's not, I will be very pissed.